Welcome to my kitchen, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. It's rare that I will actually show my face on these. Normally it's about the build or the project, not about me. But in this case, I wanted to personally thank each of the people that were involved in completing the Lego 1/800th scale Sears Tower MOC, my own creation. And I'm going to get started by just showing a comparison. This is not particularly scaled in any Lego style. The actual Sears Tower is over 1,700 feet tall. And so what I did to visually give a little perspective is I put a minifigure at the top. And this is a custom Michael Jordan or Jumpman that I purchased from Minifigs.me in the UK. This is not a paid promotional thing. I'm just a big fan. So you may hear me give kudos to various stores or people, but in no way is this a sponsored episode. So let's get that disclaimer out of the way. So the Michael Jordan minifigure at the top will give you a little perspective as to how tall this is. If we took the tape measure and I put this at the base and I held it up here, we're at 36¼ inches. 36 3/8, 1/4, 3/8. Yep, 36 inches and 3/8 of an inch in height. 3,731 pieces. We'll get into the stats in a little bit. We're also going to light it up, because that was one of the things for the final reveal, was to light this up. So I'm going to plug it in, I'm going to turn out the kitchen lights, and you can see it as it is in all its illuminated glory. Let's take these Post-it notes off, because this helped me identify the different modular sections. And yes, I have designed this to come apart in sections for cleaning, changing out the lights inside, maybe moving it, maybe displaying it if there's a library or someplace that wants to put it on display. I don't know. But this has been a great build since January. Today is October 1st, Wednesday, 2025. So Todd, if you're looking back at this, you definitely have a face for radio. Okay, so let's see. The base, modular 1, goes up to about here. Modular 2 goes to the first set of step-ins from the vertical tubes. And then we've got 3, 4, 5, the Skydeck, and then module 6 is the very top. The Skydeck is right here, and when I illuminate it, you may see a hint of pink. There's a garage that I designed into the base to swap out the different Skydecks. So if I was to, let's say, do that, I could just pop the top piece off, take the Skydeck off, replace it with a different color, and then pop this back on, stuffing the lights back inside. This was a whole lot of fun to build. And part of it was just my own wondering if I could do it. You know, that's the neat thing about the challenge. It's not the destination. I had this visually in my head back in January, but to research, to sketch it out, I've got a notebook full of pages. The access to the public records on file from the architectural firm, being able to look at how they incorporated the engineering of the real building, how I could then translate that visually in also including Lego elements such as translucent, transparent bricks or tiles to simulate windows. Some of these are tinted, a smoke tint, some are clear. So again, when you see it lit, it'll look like kind of the real building at night. And then again, also that unique design of the real Sears Tower, Willis Tower in Chicago has these vertical tubes, this bundled tube design. Makes it very elegant in regards to Lego. Real quick, let's start with the first set in the architectural series that was designed by and inspired by Adam Reed Tucker. So this is the first set that came out of the Sears Tower in the Lego architectural series. This is real Lego, and I kind of use that as an inspiration. I also created a little custom minifigure of Adam Reed Tucker. There you go. Thank you, Adam. If you're ever watching this, we do appreciate it. As Lego fans of architecture, design, or your work in launching the architectural series has opened the doors and opened the minds to many builders or hobbyists or people that just enjoy good design. So if you're interested, there are lots and lots of sets, both in real Lego and in other brands that feature architects. So I'm going to place him in the Chicago skyline on top of the Discovery Center, which I added to the skyline along with the Marina City Towers. So let's check our microphone. We are recording. Yes, we are. All right, what's next on our agenda today? 525,600 Lego. No, we're not going to sing. Let's see, change out the yellow and black. This is the construction tiles that I had there previously. So those are now no longer needed because this building is done. All right, we did that. Show them the garage. Before we do that and I sit down, the Lego Saturn V was a set designed by a fan and then submitted for consideration. And this one, again, next to the one I built, is almost the same height. Now, I'm 6'2", and so I'm just a little taller. Well, of course, this is sitting on my kitchen table. Okay, so the Saturn V rocket set is 1,969 pieces. Oh, does that sound familiar? Well, yeah, because the real Saturn V that launched the 3 astronauts to the moon was in 1969. So I have a penchant, a habit for knocking things over. Yeah, so I'm not going to keep this on the table because I am afraid that if I, wave my arms around, yeah, let's go ahead and put this next to the coffee maker. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Think of a good question to ask. We're going to set that down right here out of the way. Because if you're a parent, or if you are a child, or a fan of Lego in any ways, you step on these bricks, and it's like, yeah. And I've had so many experiences, not just with this, but other builds, where a piece goes pinging off on the floor and I'm searching around for it, and then you find it later when you step on it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and turn this just a little bit to feature the garage. Now I mentioned the Skydeck right here, and I have the pink colored plates here. And since October celebrates Save Second Base Month, I thought that'd be appropriate. And again, you'll see that more when we light it up. So, for instance, maybe I wanted to change it to green. So I'd go to my garage here, I'd pop open the little stopper, slide out the green Skydeck, and then go ahead and change this out, like so. And I have clear green for St. Patrick's Day. Because growing up in Chicago, I am true to my hometown roots. St. Patrick's Day and those celebrations and the days and weeks and months that surround it are quite lively with the music and the singing and the parades and the dancing. So we're going to go ahead and slide this back into its garage like so. Put the stopper back in place. Let's move my emotional support axe. Thank you, Allie the Piper. Oh, we have pieces of scrap paper. Put that there. So if we wanted red, we have red, clear. We have pink, we have green, we have blue, go Cubs, and we have a combination of orange and dark blue for the Bears. The Chicago minifigures I've collected over the years, some are custom that I've made from parts and pieces. Others were sourced through custom print minifig makers, custom printed. And so I thought this was a nice place to feature those along with a a unique Sears Tower plate, printed plate, just like the one on the original. I guess now I'd call it a maquette because we've gone big. All right, let's get some statistics here. We talked about Adam Reed Tucker, the inspiration for the architectural series. Thank you very much, Adam. The original design for this came from Bern, Switzerland. And Adam, and I apologize if I don't pronounce your last name correctly, Bracher, B-R-A-C-H-E-R, Bracher, from Rebrickable. And Rebrickable is a site very similar to Brick Owl and Bricklink, Bricktopia, where you can look for ideas or even sets or even pieces and parts. And so in researching this, I came across the design and I thought, okay, I could take that and I don't want to say improve on it because it's pretty neat, but I would like to add a little bit of my own elements. So the base garage area, I've actually built it according to the 110 floors of the real building. The Skydeck, I've locked up the antenna array a little bit. Certainly the top of each of these verticals have unique pieces, and those represent like window washing equipment and HVAC and things like that. So overall, in the 9 months that I've been working on this, 2 of them have been the actual build, August and September. The research part for me was super enjoyable, and being able to look up floor plans from Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill, the architect firm that birthed the real building into reality. 3,731 pieces separated over 50 steps or 50 bags and 40 stores. So let's go ahead, and before we thank everybody, I would like to light this up. That's what you're waiting for. That's what you're here for. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to turn my kitchen lights out, and yes, we'll see how it looks. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And that is lit. Let's go ahead and turn out the kitchen lights. And pardon me here. Go ahead and flip the switch. And there it is. That is the Lego 1/800th MOC that I have constructed out of 3,700 pieces. And of course, as I said, we have our Skydeck here. And if I was to adjust the lighting a little bit, it illuminates that a little bit more. Well, you can see how it does showcase. I'll give this a little bit of a spin. Showcase the building in its visually creative form, as if at night you were driving along Lakeshore Drive, or if you were out on Lake Michigan at night and looking back towards the skyline, you might see the building lit up very similar to this. In my head, it came out probably 99% close to what I had originally imagined in my head. Let's go ahead and turn those lights back on, because I'd like to take some time to thank each of the Bricklink sellers that helped source the pieces and parts that I used. Some other statistics: it stands 10 inches by 9 inches, 10 inches long, 9 inches wide. It does have a carbon-free footprint. 82% of the bricks used in this model were pre-owned, used. So only a few I had to source as new. I don't have a scale because, no. It's sturdy. It's got some heft to it. Yeah, I'm very pleased that you could join me today. Thank you so much. If I didn't say it originally, I'm glad you're here. If you've been following this, thanks for coming back. And I can't wait to show you down here what's coming up next in the next big build. But first, we want to thank our stores. And around the base, I have these minifig trophies. These, again, are not to scale to this particular model. If you were to take the base of one of these, and you can, zoom in if you'd like. If you were to take the base of this trophy figure, that base is about, in this scale, 5.5 feet tall of a person. So looking at this, each level is 2 plates, 10 feet. So these are not to scale, but this is just a way I could visually thank these following people for helping me out. First of all, we have some decorated microfigs. This one that looks like an Apollo astronaut was part of the Saturn V set. So I figured I'll put that as me. The one next to him is Ant-Man, and that represents my son. So thank you very much, not only for your growth and building your own journey. I'm very proud of you. Over here we have Emmett, and Emmett from the Lego movie, is a character, but that represents our friend from Bern, Switzerland, Adrian. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot his name already. No, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yes, Bracher. And then next to them is Iron Man. And Iron Man, to me in this model, symbolizes Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill. They are the architecture firm in Chicago that did the real thing. So, thank you for your creativeness, for your ingenuity, for the design, and the 12,000 construction workers that worked for 4 years, from 70 to 74, to build the real building. Now, growing up in Chicago, in the suburbs, and having gone downtown many times, you'd see this iconic skyscraper. And it pretty much took over the skyline. You had the John Hancock building on the north side of Michigan Avenue, right on the lake. But the Sears Tower, on a clear day, if you were out in the suburbs, you could look downtown and see it. And that's how big and impressive and foreboding. Over the years since, many other buildings have added to the city skyline, but this one's been my favorite. And certainly as a Lego builder, it lends itself for the uniqueness and creativity. There's not, curves or slopes. It's just straight on block and brick. So thank you. So here we go. I'm going to take this time now to recognize and thank the builders. Let's see. Here we go for in no particular order. Now I have them in alphabetical order, but around the base here, these micro fig trophies are not in any means representing one over the other. It's just random colors that are in place. And so we'll start from this side here, so you can take a look as I turn this around, and it's still lit. Amazing. Oh, the other thing I did not include was the ledge. The ledge is an outcropping from the Skydeck. It sticks out about 4 feet, made entirely of glass box, glass floor, glass sides. And you can stand on there and look 1,000 feet down to the ground. Gets your heart racing, that's for sure. Gets your motor running. But I did not include that in this. I just wasn't sure how exactly to incorporate the scale. But it is there in the real building. All right, so let's start with this. A Latte Bricks, thank you very much to you and all these stores. Anastasia's Attic, Arms Bricks, Beehive Brick, Bert's Brick Box, Bloodsal's Bricks, Blue Cat Bricks, Boss Builders, Brick Slayer, Brick City Brothers, Bricktopia, Brick Vibe, Building Bricks Together 2017, Bunny's Brick Boutique, Buried Brick Treasure. Thank you all very much. Page 2. Dunder Mifflin Brick Company, Eco-Friendly Brick, Emperor's Palace, Fett's Minifigs, First Order Bricks, Fishyland, Grey Duck Bricks, House of Many Bricks, Just a Brick in the Bucket. Thank you very much. JVN E-Commerce LLC, Lee's Loft of Bricks, Minifigs Galore, Northern Bricks, Phase 3, Popsies. We do thank you and appreciate all of your help. Let's see. We also mentioned Rebrickable, Brick Owl, Lego. Thank you, Lego. Minifigs.me, and Bricks and Minifigs, which is a resale franchise that deals in pre-owned Lego. You could go in and buy, sell, and trade, and even create your own minifigs or find collectibles. Or it's amazing, and it changes all the time because their inventory is constantly rotating with new things that come in or people that have brought their sets in, and then things like that. So last page, Ralph's Bricks, Set Apart. Thank you very much. Skip's Bricks, Southern Brick Supply, The Exploding Brick Store, Third Coast Brick, Triple F Bricks, Turtle Bricks, Zero Busy Bricks. And last but not least, in Hawaii, 50% off something, which is where a lot of these little trophy figures came from. I really do, again, appreciate all of you, literally worldwide, with Bern, Switzerland, and coast to coast here in the United States, to be able to put this together. And I'm glad to share it with you. That's the neat thing about creative hobbies or the arts, is sharing it with someone. And I certainly welcome your comments, critiques. Like it, don't like it, have a suggestion for a future episode? Ooh, speaking of which, I think I should tease you on what the next big project is going to be. Let's go ahead and give that a turn. Display that on a little askew angle. All right. This is a formal light set, a lighting kit. What's it going to get into? I'm glad you asked. Box 1. Box 2, Box 3. This, my friends, this is the Holy Grail. In my bucket list, used to be the UCS Millennium Falcon. I thought, man, I'm such a fan of what this one is that I reshifted my savings little envelope system and was able to find this, again, pre-loved. It came from a good home, and it will be built in a good home. It is the Lego Titanic, and it's about 53 inches long, so a little better format for the wide landscape view of the camera versus this vertical view. But all 3 boxes came at one time, and it was heavy. But the thing I appreciated most is that the seller, he and his wife, took the time to dismantle the set into the respectable bags that are in the instructions. So not only is it official Lego, but it will be built and reassembled using the instructions and the numbered bags. There's like 46 of them. So imagine, today's October 1st, this is going to be a very fun winter project, and I'll be happy to share some of it with you in that journey. So please feel free to like and subscribe and comment, but also share, because I would very much like to see us as an experiment, for science, what it would be like if you, the viewer, shared this with 2 people or on 2 of your social media platforms, whether it be Insta or TikTok or Facebook or whatever. I'd be curious to see how this ripple effects extends out. You hear stories of images and views going out into the world, and so I would be very curious to see if something like this has merit or is click-worthy. So, hey, let me know. I'm all ears, and I do appreciate this. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Todd. I am a certified workplace safety specialist and your personal industrial safety professional helper person. We didn't talk safety because that's not what this was about. This was about the final reveal and showing you what has spent several months in the process. So with that in mind, I'm going to let you go. Have a great rest of your day. And if there's anything that I can do to help you out, let me know. We're all in this together. We're all in this crazy world we live in, the changing times that we live in. We're all in this together, changing the world one accident at a time. Use your training, watch out for each other, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Lego, stepping on them every day and mile at a time. And time's getting coffee, or time's vacuuming.